and them jitterbugs, they be latching people, jumping people with locks in a sock or a lock in a canteen bag, you know, and knives as well. But like stabbings is more known for like the adult side. And even though at JIT Camp 2, there's stabbings as well, but for the most part, it's more like violence of gangs jumping people and people being jumped, you know, with their fists, but also to like locks and socks, or even people getting hit with lockers or broomsticks, or you hear crazy stories all the time about, you know, kids being held down and them shoving toothbrushes or broomsticks up their butt, you know what I mean, doing a whole bunch of torture things, or if they get X'd out of their gangs, being held down and burning the gang tattoo off.
Good, man. It's your boy E.I. the King, and this is the Incarceration Podcast, where I talk about prison, pre, post, and present, how everything that I experienced throughout my incarceration has forever changed my life. This is the Incarceration.
All right, good afternoon. This is State of Florida versus Stephen Testa, with multiple cases before the court.
Forever Convict family, listen, we are on a journey to 50,000 subs. We are over halfway there. So if you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Share this channel with anybody who enjoys prison content. And if you don't know my story, I've done over 12 years in prison. And all throughout my incarceration on this channel, I share the crazy, funny, goofy, weird prison stories, as well as interviewing other convicts and sharing their stories as well. But most importantly, we highlight the redemptive stories of convicts coming home, leaving their past lifestyle of crime, and now living successfully in society.
What's good, man? It's your boy E.I. the King. Today, I'm doing a reaction video to my series, The Incarceration. This is fire HBO style content, chronologically going over my 12 years in prison day for day. This is fire. But to watch this entire video, you have to be a official member to this channel. So if you're on mobile, you can't do it from mobile. You got to do it from desktop. Become a member. It's different from subscribing to this channel. So if you want to watch this whole video, become a member to this channel. Just check it out.
Of course, we're trying not to show it. Everyone has a mean mug on their face, trying to show that we're ready. I'm standing there trying to make it seem like I'm ready to fight for whatever. But deep down, terrified, shaking. But some guys in line, they can't even hide it. Some guys didn't even make it to the sidewalk while we were still in the intake building. Went to one of the officers saying, I want to check in. Go PC, protective custody, refusing to even go on the compound because he already knew what awaits him. Not built for that. Not willing to endure that. So some of the guys who still made it to the sidewalk about to go into the dorm, you can see it on their face, terrified. They don't even have a poker face. Scared out of their mind. But me too. I think everybody was. Oh, y'all gotta fight when y'all come in here. Oh, y'all. All you hear from the windows are people screaming. And you even hear him calling out people. White boy, 3 people back from the front. White boy, 3 people back from the front. You mine, cracker, you mine. We're out there for like 5 minutes, just sitting on the sidewalk. Anticipation. Building. Count time.
Funny thing about that, bro, I swear the police, that's like how they break you in whenever they're walking you to the dorm, like from the reception place. You know, they already know like what the jits are gonna do in the dorm, yelling out the window. So like they purposely line everybody up right in front of the dorm, and you just hear everybody screaming out the window, hey, jit, hey, white boy, 3 boys back. You know, like I was just saying, bro, and it's like, you know, they just let the anticipation build, bro. And that was one hell of an experience, dog. 18 years old, first time in prison, going to JIT camp. Dog, I remember being at a line like, dang, bro, like it's about to go down. Like I'm ready for war. It's about to go down.
Count time. Hear it on the radio. The yelling from the windows. Stop. Police are making their rounds, going in the dorms, doing count. They bring us inside, and before they can count us, you know, they have to give us our housing, what cell we're going to. So I'm thankful that they have us go in our cell when everybody's locked in the cell. That way we don't have to walk into the dorm and everybody's out and they're just waiting on us. So you have 3 bays, bay 1, bay 2, and bay 3. Each bay for the JIT dorm is supposed to be based upon age. Bay 1 is like 18 to 20, bay 2 is 20 to 23, and then bay 3 is 23 to 25. And also too, bay 3 is supposed to be for the inmates who have already been in prison. They've already gone to their permanent institutions, their permanent prisons, and they're just going back through reception to get transferred to another facility. So me being 18, I hear that I'm probably gonna be going to bay 1, which is where I wanna be. I don't wanna be in the JIT dorm at all, but I'd rather be around people, you know, my age, or people who haven't been to prison before or been to their permanent place. Where do they put me? Bay 3. With the people who've already been to their prisons. People who've already gone to their permanent camps, the oldest of all the JITs. So I'm like, this is my luck. This is my luck. While I'm walking into the dorm, quiet. Wild, Wild West.
Yo, I remember when they told me I was going to Bay 3. I'm like, all right, here we go again, dog. Like, I can't win for nothing, bro. You know what I mean? I didn't even get sentenced as a YO. I didn't even get sentenced as a JIT. I go to reception. They make me, you know, go to YO side because I was under 25. I was only 18. And like I was saying, dog, I was hoping I'd probably go to Bay 1 where no one's been to prison. You know, they say Bay 3, you know, it's like everyone's already been in prison and they're getting transferred to other prisons, and it's more like ratchet over there. So they said, man, Bay 3, because they ain't have no room in Bay 1 or Bay 2. I'm like, man, just my luck, bro. Again, dog.
And all you see is faces on every single window trying to see who the new people are coming in. I think it was about me and 4 other people going into Bay 3. So you just see everybody on the window looking at us all, sizing us all up. Everybody's on the glass, looking, seeing who we are. Ready to TOH. TOH means test of heart. First day at any prison, at any new place in the JIT side, TOH. See where you at. See what you made of. Gotta get in the grid. Gotta fight. Mandatory. They open my door. I walk in. Sally looks at me. I look at him. We start talking. So he's pretty cool. You know, we get along well.
Yo, I swear at this point, dog, I was ready to rock, man. I was ready to fight. I was scared. I didn't know what was coming. Anticipation sucks, bro. You know, I fought my whole life. And one thing I used to hate about fighting is like driving to go fight or like meeting somebody to fight. It's just the anticipation that's like, that'd be killing you. So that's why I'm always the first one to swing. I'm just ready to rock. I'm like, I feel more comfortable like in, you know, fight mode, you know what I mean? Survival mode. So at this point, bro, like mentally, you'll hear the story as I get in a fight my first hour, I get hit with a lot. But man, I was ready to crash out. I was ready to fight. I was ready to prove myself. I was scared. I just wanted to get it over with. I was just ready. I was already mentally there. If I would have been calm and collective, I probably wouldn't have been in that situation, but I was already in my mind there. I was ready to go.
And just like anybody to prison their first time, I'm terrified. I'm terrified inside, and I'm trying my hardest not to allow it to be noticed on the outside. But it's causing me to ask questions. I'm trying to figure out everything. How does everything move in the dorm, on the compound, what to expect? And one of the first questions that I ask, has anybody got hit with a lock? because in the county jail, you hear that all the time. Like, man, them jitterbugs, they be latching people, jumping people with locks in a sock or a lock in a canteen bag, you know, and knives as well. But like stabbings is more known for like the adult side. And even though at JIT camp too, there's stabbings as well. But for the most part, it's more like violence of gangs jumping people and people being jumped, you know, with their fists, but also too like locks and socks, or even people getting hit with lockers or broomsticks, or you hear crazy stories all the time about, you know, kids being held down and them shoving toothbrushes or broomsticks up their butt, you know what I mean, doing a whole bunch of torture things, or if they get X'd out of their gangs, being held down and burning the gang tattoo off their flesh.
Yo, that's real talk, bro. Like, I remember when I first heard that, I just thought it was like prison war stories. And then till I went to my permanent prison, especially like the river, like the youngest jits, like 18 and under, like, bro, like them jits were nasty, dog. They real deal would hold down people and shove broomsticks up their butt. You know what I mean? To try to, you know, scare them to break it off and extort them. Like sick stuff, bro. Like for real. Like that really happens. And it's funny, too, because I was so concerned about like hearing these war stories. You know, I wasn't thinking about the whole broomstick situation. I was just thinking about the whole lock and the sock. And I was so focused on the lock and the sock, man, I just went ahead and walked right into that reality, dog. That first day in prison, dog. You know, I whooped that dude, but he definitely hit me with a lock and the sock. You know what I mean? Like I blocked it both times, but it's still kind of hit my head. And he fired on me twice. So
to X them out. So you hear all this crazy, sick, weird stuff happens at the JIT camps. Like more of the murders and the serious, like big stabbings happen on the adult side. So knowing the rumor and all the stories of JIT camp with the lock and the sock and people getting hit with locks, that was one of my first questions to my cellie. Yo, do people really be getting hit with locks and socks? He's like, nah, man. And he's like, I hear about it, like at your permanent prisons,
But I do. Within the next 2 minutes, I talk about, you know, getting into a fight in the day room, beating the guy up, knocking him down. His homie hands him a lock in the sock. I get hit with it. We keep fighting. And you can hear the rest of the story if you become a member to this channel. So once again, there's a whole bunch of episodes and I'm about to drop season 2. So I got a whole bunch of fire content on this channel from all my experience of 12 years in prison. But this series right here, the Incarceration, is the best. It's HBO style. It costs a bag to shoot it. That's why you can only watch it if you become a member. So if you want to watch this whole video and the entire series of chronologically my, you know, day by day experiences in prison, and it's all fire, crazy, funny, goofy, weird, real prison stories that I experienced personally and that I saw, or, you know, this happened while I was doing time, you know, it's on this series. So once again, to watch this whole episode, the entire series, you got to become a member to this channel. You can't do it from mobile. You got to do it from desktop. And it doesn't mean you subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe if you haven't. But to watch this, you got to become a member. So once again, man, it's your boy E.I. the King. And before we even end this thing, once again, to remind y'all as well as myself, if you already did time, you went up the road, bro, just remember where God delivered us from, that we just be motivated to stay out the way, stay out the streets. Remember and know that God has a huge call and purpose for all of our lives, and we only truly tap into that through faith in Christ Jesus, man. It's your boy E.I. the King. This is the Incarceration Podcast. Y'all stay tuned for some fire content to continue to come y'all's way. Peace.
If you didn't know, I am a rapper. My artist name is E.I. the King. Check out my music on all streaming platforms. Go to my other YouTube channel, E.I. the King. Check out my music videos. And I'm also releasing a documentary all year. It's really a docu-series. And every Wednesday, I drop a new video. As we've been documenting my transition home from prison and society, from the day of my release, we had a film crew at the gate just documenting my transition home from prison, now in society. Check it out on one of these links above.